And welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of the Lost Podcast of Titan, a father and son journey through sci-fi series that unite our generations, where we sit in your living room, eating your snacks, watching your shit, and making commentary, going on tangents, sometimes not even paying attention to what is actually on the screen because we got lost on a little path down the primrose field.
Every day is a winding road.
Every day. Gotta get a little close. Shit. Okay, stop that. Stop that. But this is what we do. We missed just sitting around in the living room, watching stuff together, making snide comments, or wondering how something is actually supposed to work, or following a interesting little trail of thought that is posed by whatever it is we're watching to its logical conclusion, which usually means for me just blow it up. Just, beam down photon torpedoes, detonate everything, warp off at a nice, brisk, leisurely warp 3.
You've inherited your mother's bloodthirstiness.
Yes, this is true. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special episode. It is actually the first appearance of the Klingons in Star Trek. That's right, we're going to be watching Star Trek, the original series episode, Errand of Mercy. So I like the Klingons, but they never looked imposing. But like in the original series, anyway. But we'll see if it's a faulty memory of mine. Were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say it's not necessarily a matter of looks, but of action.
Yeah.
Your average Japanese person is not really threatening in itself, but several Japanese men in Imperial Japanese Army uniforms coming at you with bayonets in World War II, yes, that is rather imposing.
Well, that's why God invented a grenade.
Oh. Yes, folks.
So go ahead.
We could have won World War II a lot faster if you were in charge of the army.
Are you telling me we have grenades? Can we make these into bullets? Follow me. Bullet grenades. But yeah, so go ahead and pull up Errand of Mercy on your favorite physical media device or streaming service. Put us on pause while you get to that 00 mark and come back to us when you're ready. Welcome back. We'll go ahead and get this show started in 3, 2, 1, play. Da, 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 da. Sulu's back.
And he looks so attentive watching the screen.
I would too. I mean, you're in space.
He can't stare at Uhura?
Oh, wait a minute. That Yeoman's not blonde. What the fuck?
Well, maybe she's not a yeoman. Maybe her job is just to deliver the little gadget. Well, it's not much of a surprise attack if Starfleet anticipates it.
On top of that, isn't that dishonorable?
Yeah, they don't make a lot of noise about honor until Worf shows up in Next Generation.
Yeah. Oh. So what you're saying is they're gods and they're going to bitch slap all of us. Got it. Okay. Spoiler.
Another planet inhabited by placid people. This is getting a little bit into a rut. Whoa!
Wait, why is there a medical science officer there?
I wondered that myself. They have a... Yeah, why is a science officer operating the navigation console? And there was also a science officer sitting at the navigation auxiliary monitor.
Also, did they have their shields up already?
Well, they're still there, so. But I don't think I heard anyone see or say ray shields.
All right. So a mental note: when the episode's over, because I don't want to, break the flow here. I want to go back and just do a quick review and see when shields actually came up.
Spock
Excuse me.
reported minor buckling in the antimatter pods, and that's not serious?
Da-da. You okay, Papa?
Yeah.
Okay. I was hearing like adjusting. Whee! That's
Okay.
right. Isn't Warp 8 where they strain their engines in this series?
Yeah, I think
And it's
Warp
yeah.
7 is the fastest they could go in the original series with Warp 8 straining everything. And if
So
they,
kind of handle much more, Captain.
well, especially if there had been some buckling in the antimatter pods, I wouldn't want to put too much of a strain on the engines anyway.
Hmm. Well, maybe there's a failsafe because really, if I'm fucking around with antimatter, and I say this as an antimatter expert, if I'm fucking around with antimatter, I would make sure there's multiple contingencies and failsafes so that it
Exactly.
doesn't actually touch matter. So buckling is perhaps like not as critical an issue because you have 3 or 4 other layers above it.
Oh, I did a little look into standard orbit, and I couldn't find a consensus as to what is considered standard orbit.
What I'm wondering is why is Kirk fucking around with a tricorder?
I think it's some kind of recording device. I mean, that same device that nice looking girl brought to him earlier that had the message saying that there was going to possibly be a surprise attack by the Klingons just a few minutes before. Boom! Crash!
Hmm. All 3 ships. All 3 ships, sir.
Yeah, let's have the command staff beam down,
Yeah.
leaving everyone else to wander the. I mean, to operate
Shouldn't
the
we take
ship.
McCoy with us too and Scotty?
Right.
Like, you know.
Oh, it's Renaissance Festival time. Okay.
I love how they were all out of frame and then just walked in as soon as, they were given the cue.
The director was going, move! Time for a hug.
I understand wanting to live the simple life sometimes, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah. I bet there's no indoor plumbing.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But there are redheads. Hi. Wait, come back.
Yeah,
Hold on.
please.
Where are you going?
Was she a member of the council? Like that redhead back there.
Oh, this is time to leave. No. No one in authority. Nope. Time to go. Also, if there's no one in authority, why is there a council of elders which implies authority?
Maybe they just hand out the license plates every year to the cars.
Listen, watery tarts throwing out swords is no basis for a government. True executive power comes from a mandate from the masses.
Oh God, we really needed Terry Gilliam or some of the other Monty Python members writing Star Trek episodes. That's John.
Okay, all right. If you're going to do that, would it be in canon? Would you want a Monty Python Star Trek episode in canon, or do you want them to have the freedom to actually make it out of canon?
I think they could create an episode that would be in canon, because they always struck the writers in that group always struck me as people who respected canon.
And I think you're about to enlighten us on the many, many artistic achievements of the elder on the council here.
Just a little bit. Just a tad. Aelborn.
Yeah, was he anything interesting? Yeah.
Well, Aelborn was John Abbott, who was mainly a stage actor. He would do occasional television roles, and that was one of them.
It does sound like he has a stage actor's voice. It's more of a projection.
He's a British actor.
Ooh, British. Ooh, BBC. Ooh. Chip Cheerio. I'm on the BBC 3 later with John Gilliam. Yeah. And what do they do?
What would Worf say?
That this was dishonorable.
Yeah.
But Tasha Yar would feel right at home.
Oh, okay. In that case, we'll just beam back up.
See,
and
I was about to say, like, it could be solved with Mr. Kirk. We are actually a really fucking advanced race, and we're not worried.
I mean, we could have just
Here's a small demonstration.
Yeah.
In fact, you seem to be nice because you were concerned for us. Is there anything we can do for you? Would you like to share and exchange cultures and blah de blah de blah?
Can we fix your warp pods or antimatter storage system or something? Warblon Yeoman? Okay. Zap.
We have this redhead.
Yeah. And Kirk say, I wish I had that redhead. And neither.
I mean, the doors open on their fucking own.
And no one mentions that.
Okay.
They got doors that open automatically. That doesn't count.
Like, my dude, you just walked in through a door that opened by itself. Y'all didn't say shit. Wait, we were just over there. And now we're over here. And it wasn't like there's a great vast distance that might muffle the sound, because sound carries. Was the discussion literally you just whacking your thumb at Kirk and going, "Can you look at this fucker?"
Yawn. Well, we realized...
Also, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Spock looked around for technology. Did he look around for any poor or sick people? Did you get what I said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Didn't he have orders?
If the odds are more equal. What do you mean more equal? Overwhelming force, motherfucker.
Interesting that a non-technological race, quote unquote, would be able to know terms like matter transmission units. But,
Exactly.
but Spock doesn't mention that. Because these are the remastered episodes, we now had our first look at the Klingon battlecruiser. In the original series, the design wasn't developed until the 3rd season.
Really?
Yes. You just had little
So it
blobs
was all
of
off-screen battles or something?
Yeah, little blobs of light. You saw the shots striking the Enterprise, or you would get just a little widgeon of something on a sensor, and no definite design for a Klingon ship.
They couldn't just whip out something? God damn. Okay.
Apparently, it never occurred to them.
They put a trash bag and glued little fuzzy red balls onto it and called it a Horta. They couldn't whip up, I mean, you know, and they got some Cubans here and dressed them in gold macrame. Behold, we have Klingons.
Viva! We've
No offense
taken
to our
over.
Cuban listeners.
Olé!
Oh shit, communist Klingons. This is why we invented a hood.
So, the Organians have had Vulcan visitors.
Who have basically, like, oh Jesus, this episode's falling apart. So the Vulcans are aware enough to trade with these assholes in rare minerals, but they're primitive. Like, come on now.
Now, here's John Colicos, and he looks badass.
Okay, yeah, this is true. Also, it looks like he's having fun, and like that just translates to almost any role you can play, whether you know you're a good guy or a bad guy. If you can just really dig into it
Yes.
and enjoy yourself, it puts a spice to it that I always love to see, even if the episode is shit or the series sucks. I love seeing people actually have fun playing pretend, you know?
Well, Colicos is always one of those actors who always gave 150%. He just take a role and run with it, no matter what it was.
Hmm.
Would you like to see my tongue? Would you like to see my middle finger?
Why did a fake name? A fake fucking name. What if they knew you? You're the son of a goddamn ambassador. Oh, Jesus.
And if a Vulcan trader not native to the planet, where is his spaceship? How did he get delivered to the planet?
Oh, shit. You're right.
Where is the
I didn't
where is the
read-
Cava
oh.
Centrillium he's supposed to be selling? I like you. I'm gonna let you fuck my sister.
So Star Trek is also trying to, you know, express problems of the day through their episodes, and most of the time they do a really good job. But who are the Klingons supposed to be representing? Is it another nation at the time, or is it more of a concept of imperialism in general?
This is sort of the interpretation of the Cold War. You've got the Americans and the Russians, and the Organians are a little third world nation that both countries are going to bend to their will. Or,
Oh yeah,
or
okay.
place on
I'm
their
a dumbass.
side.
Yes, I'm a dumbass. Yes, that's okay. So this would be, let's see, Korea, I guess, or Vietnam. I'm not sure when Vietnam came up.
Korea or Vietnam, or Albania. Well, actually, I'm kind of with him, although not to that degree.
Well, you have it anyway.
Really. A little piece of England, a little piece of France.
Does they involve the redhead?
That's good bargaining chips. Hey, I'll, be your lapdog. Can I have the redhead for an assistant? She writes better.
No, that's too true. That's too true to life, actually. I think. I can imagine like some what's the word? A co-conspirator or
Collaborator.
That's it. That's the word. I can imagine there are way too many collaborators who that was actually part of the bargaining chip. Like hell, even Snape in the Great Wizarding War almost went to the dark side when he was promised Lily. That's a shout out to my Harry Potter fans, both of you. Go House Slytherin. House Slytherin for life.
I have taken several online sorting hat quizzes.
You really shouldn't.
I know, I really shouldn't. And I keep being sorted into Hufflepuff.
See, for one thing, most of those are just designed to click through to get you into the website.
Yeah.
And like I hate people who do that on Facebook where they scour, because basically you give the app permission to completely look at your Facebook profile and it'll spit it out the answer, but really they just wanted your information. Like, are you people this stupid? Yes, people are this stupid. But okay.
Well, I don't take them as much as I used to anymore because I never get the sort of answer that I'd like.
Hmm.
Hey, bring it on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This wasn't brought up in the Next Generation?
I know. But don't you see here, or aren't you agreeing that the original series Klingons are nastier and more ruthless than the Next Generation Klingons?
So far, yeah, but I can understand how if in the Next Generation they wanted to flesh out the Klingons and the Romulans more, they would have to differentiate them. In which case, the Romulans would be more, the nasty variety, I guess.
Apparently, the ruthlessness and such of the Klingons is gradually weeded out as Klingon Federation relationships build.
Yeah, that makes sense too. You're right, because I keep thinking of it. So in the original movies, the Klingons in Star Trek 3, yeah, they were basically like Black Ops espionage trying to get the Genesis device.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing to chew on. Also, I'm surprised that they aren't being recorded, like
surveillance drones or something like that, listening devices.
Yep. Also, Kirk is a bit of an idiot right here. Like, this isn't the time or the place.
No.
And I also love how the two extras in the background drank their cups
Synchronization.
in sync, basically. Yeah.
Why are they finding the drink on Organia? Or were the Klingons beaming down blood wine? Or
Probably beaming down blood wine. I'd say something cute like Organian tears, but you know.
what's that type of coffee the Klingons? Ractagino?
Like everybody wanted fucking Ractagino. It's got to be stupid as fuck. It's like, ooh, it's Klingon coffee, Ractagino. Although there was something, it was, I think only in one episode of Deep Space Nine, it was some sort of, it looked like a cross between a popsicle and a gummy. And it looked just delicious and full of diabetes, and I kind of wanted to take a bite.
As opposed to most other Klingon food we saw.
Exactly, yeah.
And then, of course, they developed a taste for prune juice.
What are you... Oh, Jesus. Akfa, check in.
Well, one would hope.
How do you know? Are you an expert on Kling? Well, I guess they are at Almost War, so I imagine they would probably be taking a look at some of their stuff.
Well, Klingon weapons are easier to figure out than Earth cars during the middle part of the 20th century.
Oh, I guess, yes. I'm surprised Spock didn't spout out, you know, what Klingon factory the grenade came from and any particular quirks it had.
This episode is sort of hammering the point in a bit too hard.
Yeah, and also they
But then again, once again, this is a reference to the Cold War, and anyone who knew or knows about U.S. relationships with Central America and South American countries can see what this is essentially a parody of.
Yeah, but we weren't the good guys there either. Like, neither of us were the good guys. Neither America or the Russians.
Exactly. Actually, nice observation on Core's part.
Mm-hmm.
We put
A
them,
reward! Bring forth the redhead!
we'll put him in command of one of the battalions.
Well, he's a starship commander as well. Ta-da, what are we going to do? Oh my god. I hope Kirk survives. It's our pastime.
Really? What else is there to do? We can't keep the Renaissance Festival going forever.
Also, they are obviously okay. If they're the advanced race, yada yada. These are obviously quarreling children. What is every parent supposed to do with quarreling children? You separate them, you know? And thus spawned another 1000/fix. Okay, alright. God damn it.
Well, something had to inspire them.
Yes. It was boredom and Valium in the 1970s, basically. Well, yes, you're doing it right now.
I would have liked to have seen that mind scanner.
Well, that would require props, which apparently they couldn't be fucking bothered with if they couldn't get a Klingon cruiser until season 3. Like, Jesus Christ.
Good point. You got our toilet paper.
Mm-hmm. We believe in freedom. Oh, okay, close enough.
We trim our eyebrows.
But the Soviets also didn't think of themselves like this. Well, I mean, at least generally.
Yeah, Soviet Russia and America usually thought of themselves in terms of more generalization, not in specifics.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh, burn.
Cut.
Oh, holy crap, shields up. You think they would have had more experience with a Vulcan to know that, you know, they have the mental blocks and all that shit.
Yes. Keith Lomber wrote a series of very nice novels about a character called Retief of the CDT, Earth Ambassador, who was not opposed to playing cowboy diplomacy on occasion. And Earth and their arch enemy, the Groasi, would always be showing up on these planets and trying to convince these planets to join either one side or the other. The Earth would invariably offer to build a baseball stadium type structure. The Groasi would offer to build a Bolshoi ballet type structure. That was their big selling points.
So it was a comedy book.
Mild comedy, but very nice.
Okay, alright.
Spock, I'm going to slap you.
Seriously. Also, does this mean that they have a running tally of time in their head? This is how they use their vast Vulcan brain?
Yeah. There was a piece of fan fiction in one of the magazines your mother bought. Not a slash fiction, but
oh, okay. I'm about to say
no. But the young Spock was getting in trouble at the Vulcan school because his sense of time wasn't as precise as all the other little Vulcan boys and girls, and they finally realized that Amanda had brought an antique clock to Vulcan with her, and Spock had gotten into the habit of studying the clock instead of depending on developing his own time sense.
Hmm. Well, yes.
Well,
Do you have a choice?
I mean, you
Okay,
can
good.
leave
I was
me
about to
here.
say. Why are you arguing? Like, do you want to stick around?
And listen to Spock recite time. There's an old human saying, Kirk, about gift horses and looking in the
Horses
mouth.
and
Yeah.
mouth. Yes. Well, I'm surprised Spock didn't mention it. Also, why wasn't there a guard posted at the door? Oh, never mind. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. I was about to get really pissed off. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Also, imagine the balls on this guy if he lied about that.
Oh. And get more swarthier. You're falling back. Some days there's no pleasing Kirk.
Also, explain this shit. I mean, I understand the need for a twist at the end, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense when you think about the plot. Pew pew pew.
Yes, we heard them.
And the 200 just get up, and the Klingons get very confused. Also, really impressive that they managed to get in a sound system so quickly after the occupation.
True.
Imagine the Klingon who signed up for glory and honor, but his whole job is just to install sound systems on occupied planets.
For the glory of the Klingon Empire. How long does it take a Klingon to set up a sound system? Well, in the days of the great Klingon Empire. Oh, violence.
Damn.
Oh, all right. What a bore. Yes, the cabinet that anyone could have searched.
Oh shit, you're right.
In fact,
Wait, why wasn't the Klingon searching the Alto Council planet?
thank you, nice door.
No one has noticed yet. I guess it was just at sunset. Also, it's a very bright sky out there for it to be nighttime.
Yes, this is a standard habit in both movies and TV shows. Filming in regular sunlight, but putting a filter in front of the lens to make it seem darker. Shadows are a dead giveaway. Yeah, we've noticed.
Mm-hmm. Wait, why are we... What? Wait, what? Why are you setting it on stun?
It takes up less power, and they've only got 2 phasers.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, see the shadows?
Yeah. Also, wouldn't... I mean, if I was core, I'd be on my ship in standard orbit.
I wonder if there are ships in orbit. Maybe it was an occupying force, and...
Oh, you mean the ships are gone?
Yes.
Ah.
Brrr.
Why not 2,000? Go for it. What are you, Kirk? God damn it. If only my hand was free that I could grab the phaser at my hip and hip fire behind me to kill you. The phaser at your hip. The phaser at your hip. Hello?
I would rather die with honor than reveal a secret to you.
If only we had a Vulcan who was logical enough to maybe take the weapon, take the weapon, take the weapon. Jesus Christ! Right, if you move without taking this goddamn weapon,
we're gonna switch to Sequest DSV or something.
Good God! Oh my God! Come on! No! Oh! Oh! Jesus Christ! Oh, now you take the disruptor.
We could have had 2 disruptors.
Very, very good. Oh, bullshit.
I now find myself wondering what Star Trek would have been like if they had depicted the Klingons winning at this point.
See, that would have been a cool series to explore. Instead of the bullshit Star Trek Discovery we got. Like the humans are resistance rebels, and they have to ally themselves with the Romulans, who are now also under attack and pressure by the Klingons.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this should be good.
Oh.
Is that why my fists can cook a steak in 2 minutes? And the medical officer is still at the helm, or the science officer. It's the name of the Enterprise's mixtape. Too hot to handle. Holy shit. Well, I mean,
Now here's where you get the lesson rubbed really hard into our faces.
mm-hmm. The Honorable Klingon Trader.
Have to get our prune juice somehow. You've been strangling our supply lines.
Have you tried Tranya?
Apparently you do, since apparently you didn't have any qualms later on when during the Dominion War or anything like that. Yeah, how does that hypocrisy taste now, Kirk? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, sure. America. Holy shit, yeah, he's right.
Yeah?
So, okay, wait. So what are the Vulcan traders trading with?
Nice
Like,
question.
do they really just assume this form because they find it cute that some Vulcan traders come every now and again to buy? That's actually a pretty good special effect. To buy some of their shit.
Maybe the Vulcans don't visit as often as it was implied.
Da-da-da.
Okay, they're gone. Everyone grab a weapon.
Let's wrestle.
When
That's 2 episodes in a row.
I get to Vulcan, I'm going to demand that we ask for our money back, since we've been sending out goods to people who really don't use them.
Damn.
Well, hell. Well, drat.
Now, how long does this piece actually last?
Well, it was in effect through the Trouble with Triples episode in the 2nd season, and except for certain minor skirmishes, by the time the Next Generation comes around, I mean, they're not exactly hopping into bed with each other, at least not for the most part, but relations with the Klingons.
Well, they were... I mean, like in Star Trek 3, they were attacking the Federation, and also Undiscovered Country, which has one of the best space battles I think have been put to film. Definitely as far as Star Trek goes.
Well, yeah, okay, I was going to argue with you a bit, but yeah.
What do you think? What space battle is better than Star Trek Undiscovered Country?
Well, I happen to be fond of a classic piece of Japanese cinema called Battle in Outer Space. And there were also some of the space battles in the Star Wars films were worth watching.
That's fair enough, yeah. And he's still... Why is... Okay. Maybe it's... Maybe he's doing one of those things I used to do at work, where you would shadow another department and sometimes take over some of the minor roles to get a feel for it. Maybe he's looking for a transfer or promotion.
Maybe they're having to do some science readjustment of the navigation systems.
Exactly. Now, why can't I... Oh, here we go. Okay, so I wanted to check quickly to see if... When he put up shields. Because, like, if the Klingons got several shots at them with shields down... okay. No red alert.
Yes, a little bit of extra
No red alert.
for our audience,
Yep, alright, okay.
who can send their appreciation to lostpodcastoftitan@gmail.com.
Alright, he's reading the code, surprise attack, and no red alert yet.
Yeah, if there was a red
Anyway.
alert, the light panels in the back would be blinking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Come on. Should be...
No, you're getting there. Just a little bit more patience.
Oh, wait.
Wait,
Hold
okay,
on.
I saw
Hold on.
as
Yeah.
just the explosion comes on.
They always seem to be located, Captain. The automatic deflector screen just popped on because of a body approaching. Okay.
There we go.
Alright. So apparently if there's a ship coming in fast, shields will pop up automatically. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Alright.
So now we can sleep easier at nights.
That's right. I can't just let that shit pass. What did you think of the episode?
I liked it. I wouldn't exactly give it an A+, maybe an A-, because Gene Kuhn's script was, as I mentioned, heavy-handed. I think we could have written this a bit more subtly. Subtly. I think this
Subtly, yeah.
I think this is a word.
I liked the episode, but it was a little heavy-handed too, and a little bit too much America. But I also don't like the idea of the Federation being the exact analog of the United States because I like the idea of the Federation being intrinsically noble, selfless, all that crap that you want it to be. And when you try and incorporate the dark undertone of the reality of the U.S. government into the Federation, it kind of spoils what I thought made it so ideal and good in the first place.
Okay, so we eventually find out that one of the Federation ships, I believe it's the Defiant, is crewed totally by Vulcans. What if they had been sent to Organia instead of the Enterprise? An entirely Vulcan response to the
Wait,
situation.
the Defiant was a warship in Deep Space Nine.
Okay, before that, yes, and in the original series, it was also a Constitution-class starship crewed by Vulcans.
Well, I mean,
Which got killed.
I don't know. I mean, they wouldn't be subject to the mine sifter.
Yeah.
If the captain acted logically, they would have just photon torpedoed the entire planet so that it wasn't available for use, and went about their day.
Wait a minute. Let me just make sure.
Apropos of our last episode, The Devil in the Dark, in the Apocrypha, apparently there were Horta Starfleet members. Apparently, if a Horta was to serve on a starship, they had to be regularly sprayed with a coat of Teflon in order to keep their natural, acid nature from eating through the hull.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, apparently they were Starfleet members.
And correction, it was the USS Intrepid that was crewed entirely by Vulcans.
And what was the fate of the USS Intrepid?
It got zapped by the giant amoeba in the episode The Immunity Syndrome.
Well, I mean, if you're going to put a ship full of Vulcans, it's going to be blown up by something because, when anything happens, the multiple science officers will stop and explain how the odds of something happening are whatever to 1, or this car here was a Chevy make from 1956 with a bad muffler, which they later corrected, and da-da-da-da-da.
You just had me imagine. I mean, here we see Star Trek episode where you have only one Vulcan in the crew, surrounded mostly by humans. It would have been nice to have had an episode of Star Trek take place on a ship where it's practically all Vulcan, with the exception of one human, and watching him, tear his hair out.
Or what if? Okay, all right. So, I know it's like 7 years, but what if, when you have a group of Vulcans, kind of like a menstrual cycle, all of their ponfars actually sink. So you eventually have this peaceful Starfleet ship. It's the USS Rose Kisser, never fires a shot in anger, always discovering all this cool shit. But once every 7 years, it goes on a tear, just blowing up everything, grabbing all the yeomen, having a wild time. And there's one human crew member who's like, this is the most boring ship. 6 years and 360 days out of the time. But for those 5 days, it is glorious.
Or sometimes scary. You gotta be on your toes then. I would hope that Vulcans on the Vulcan homeworld, I would hope that their ponfar cycles, there's not a great deal of sync to them.
That'd be scary.
That would. I mean, Earth explorers land on Vulcan at the wrong time. Whoa!
Or the right time.
Well, yeah, depending on your outlook.
I mean, let's bear in mind that there are a surprising number of Earth females who just happen to be perfectly happy with this arrangement and happily waiting for 70 years. Just humming a merry little tune.
Here we have Starfleet Academy, the senior class, and they're passing out assignments and such. What the various graduates will do once they leave the academy. As we have several openings for positions on the planet Vulcan. Any takers? And all the females start raising their hands. Me, over here. And the admiral says, "You do know that Vulcan's rather hot." And they say, "Yeah, that's why." "Oh, I'm sorry, you meant temperature." "Okay."
I am sure there are some lovely ladies who have no interest in Vulcans, and they can let us know at lostpodcastattitan@gmail.com. Let us know what planet you want to actually serve on if you were up for it. I'd go to Romulus.
Actually,
just hang
so
out.
would I. Romulans are rather interesting.
And if you're the ambassador, I almost feel like they wouldn't kill you because it would be too obvious.
Yes.
But let's see. What's our next episode? Let me go back. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, our next episode is going to be... It is not your recommended Netflix. Stop that. I'm not watching Supergirl no matter how many times you recommend it.
Next episode is The Alternative Factor.
Kirk meets Lazarus, who claims he's... Oh, no.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to know my nomination for worst episode of the first season, it's going to be this one.
Oh, dear. Well, we will trudge on through it because we love you, our audience.
Yes.
And we hope you'll have a wonderful day. Happy holidays.
Oh, yes.
And we will see you next time.
We're grateful that you've managed to tear yourselves away from your PS5s to partake of this episode.
Oh, Lord. If you actually got a PS5. Oof. But happy holidays, and hopefully we will see you next time.
Okay. Take care and behave.
Bye-bye.